Let's talk about the hidden reason most diets fail. And I'll give you a hint. It has absolutely nothing to do with your willpower. We're going to uncover a huge biological shift you can make for lasting health, and it all starts with the question that I bet sounds way too familiar.
Does that sound familiar? I mean, you work your tail off, you starve yourself, you see the numbers on the scale finally go down, and then the second you relax, they just creep right back up, bringing a few friends with them. It is an absolutely maddening cycle.
I want to be really clear about this right from the get-go. This isn't on you. This isn't a personal failure. It's not because you lack discipline. You've just been caught in a really clever biological trap.
And this trap, it does more than just crush your motivation. Every single time we go through that yo-yo cycle, we are actively damaging our body's metabolism, which sets us up for some really serious problems down the road.
And look at this list. See a pattern here? All of these things are connected. A messed up metabolism isn't just about a few extra pounds. It's like opening a gateway to a whole wave of diseases that can completely overwhelm us later in life. We're talking about the biggest health crises of our time.
So the real cost here, it isn't measured on the scale. It's measured in doctor's visits and hospital bills. This is about avoiding what some people call old age bankruptcy, where your entire life savings get wiped out just managing chronic conditions that maybe could have been avoided.
Okay, so what is really going on here? If it's not our fault, what is it? Well, the reason diets fail is that we've been fighting the wrong enemy this whole time. See, obesity isn't a character flaw, it's a hormonal disorder. And the hormone at the very center of this whole mess, it's called insulin. Think of insulin like your body's super efficient fat storage manager. Whenever it's on the clock, its whole job, its entire mission is to grab sugar from your blood and shove it into your fat cells for safekeeping. It's an ancient survival mechanism that, in our modern world, has just gone completely haywire. So here's how this pipeline works, step by step. You eat carbs, rice, bread, sugar. Your blood sugar shoots up. In response, your body releases insulin, which immediately does two things at once. First, it flips on the fat storage switch, and second, and get this is the most important part, it literally slams the brakes on fat burning. All right, this brings us to this crazy paradox of dieting, right? How can you be eating less, feeling hungry all the time, and still not lose any weight? The answer is all about something I like to call the locked warehouse.
Okay, picture this. All your body fat is like a giant warehouse, just packed to the ceiling with energy. But when your insulin levels are high, which remember, happens every time you eat carbs, the doors to that warehouse are just slammed shut, locked tight. Your body knows all that fuel is in there, but it can't get to it.
And that right there is why just counting calories doesn't work when you're eating a lot of carbs. You're literally starving, but you're sitting on a mountain of food you can't access. You feel weak, you feel hungry, your metabolism grinds to a halt to save energy, and eventually, you cave. It's a system that's designed to fail.
So what's the fix? Well, you need the key to that warehouse, right? And that key is making a fundamental shift in what your body uses for fuel. We have to flip a switch. We've got to teach our bodies to stop being sugar burners and become fat burners instead.
And believe me, the difference is like night and day. When you're running on carbs, it's this crazy energy roller coaster. You're up, you're down, you're hungry again. But a fat-fueled body is just stable, all-day energy. The hunger goes away. And most importantly, that warehouse is finally unlocked.
So how do we actually do this? We do it with a low-carb, high-fat approach. Now, this is not a free pass to eat a bunch of greasy junk food. No way. We're talking about cutting way back on the refined carbs, sugar, flour, rice, and replacing them with good quality protein and healthy, natural fats.
And here's the magic, the secret sauce, really. Protein and fat, they barely move the needle on insulin. So when you make this switch, your insulin levels plummet. And when insulin is low, that big rusty lock on your fat warehouse, it just clicks open. Your body can finally start using its own fat for fuel.
One of the most amazing, almost unbelievable things that happens when you do this is you stop being hungry all the time.
You know that hangry feeling where you're so hungry you're just irritable and angry at the world? Listen, that's not real deep down hunger. That is a chemical reaction. It's your blood sugar taking a nosedive after spiking from your last carb-heavy meal. It's basically a withdrawal symptom.
So look at this. The carb diet, it's just peak, crash, all day long. But the fat-fueled diet, look at that. It's just this nice, smooth, steady line. When you run on fat, your energy is stable, your mood is stable, and that fake, desperate hunger, it just disappears.
And you know what happens then? It's pretty cool.
Because you're not starving all the time, you just naturally eat less. You don't have to think about it. Skipping a meal isn't a battle anymore. It just feels normal. Intermittent fasting isn't something you have to force yourself to do. It just happens.
So, let's bring this all together. This isn't about memorizing 100 complicated diet rules. It really just boils down to one single incredibly powerful choice that you can make at your very next meal.
I want you to really let this sink in. Today's bread bowl really can be tomorrow's hospital bill. The choices we make meal to meal are directly writing the story of our future health. That quick hit of pleasure from carbs can translate directly into long-term metabolic pain.
But here's the beautiful part. The flip side is also true. By making a one change, choosing to fuel your body with fat and protein instead of sugar, you get freedom. Freedom from the hormonal shackles of insulin, freedom from the fear of the yo-yo diet, and freedom from that constant nagging pain of hunger. Look, you don't have to flip your entire life upside down tomorrow. You can start so simply. Tonight at dinner, just try this. Take your normal portion of rice and cut it in half. Then, just fill that empty space on your plate with more protein and more vegetables. That's it. Seriously, that's step one. So, I'm going to leave you with this one thought. The science is pretty clear. The trap is very real. But the key to getting out of it is right there on your plate. Knowing what you now know about how your body really works, what are you going to choose to fuel your body with tomorrow?